Welcome everyone to my newest Let's Play, Phantasy Star. Originally released for the Sega Master System, I'm be playing on the Wii Virtual Console. So this game was kind of Sega's answer to the Dragon Quest series. It came out after Dragon Quest II, but you see a lot of inspiration from both Dragon Quest I and II in this game, and I'll be pointing it out. So the story of this game is basically there was a king, King Lassic, and he ruled the Algol System pretty well, but then of course he was getting older, and he was approached by this evil religious cult, and they basically promised him immortality if he joined them. And he joined them, and he gained his immortality, but in the process he basically lost like all the good, compassionate things about him. So he basically became a tyrant, and a group of people started to rebel against him, and that's where we're going to start the game off, with one of those rebels. So there's a little bit more backstory here coming up. Space Century 342, Cabinet on Palma. Scum, do not sniff around in Lassic's affair. Learn this lesson well. And that is the rebel. We'll learn his name is Nero, and he is the brother of main protagonist of this game, Alice. Nero, what happened? Don't die! Alice, listen. Lassic is leading our world to destruction. I tried to discover his plans, but I could not do much by myself. I've heard of a great man with great strength named Odin. Maybe the two of you can stop Lassic. Alice, it's too late for me. Be strong. I will make sure that my brother died not in vain. Watch over and protect me, Nero. And here we are, we're starting right outside Alice's house. Just step inside. Here's the home of Alice. And to the upper right here we have our first little dungeon. Most dungeons are like Dragon Quest, where we're going to need a torch to see them. In this game it's a flashlight. But this game, luckily the first one here, it doesn't have the need for a flashlight. Probably because you have no money to buy a flashlight. So, now right here is a dead end. Later on though, there will be a item that will appear there. So we're going to have to come back here as a sequence trigger later on. But for now we're just going to head up this way. Head to the right. Open the door. And we find a treasure chest. We open it up and we get 50 pesetas, which is the currency in this game. Dungeons are wireframed like the Ultima games. So it's apparently a way that they are able to save space on the cartridges. So this is a pretty complex game, but it is like simple like in Dragon Quest, where you'll see that in the combat. So in some dungeons you will not get far without some sort of light. And that's basically every other dungeon. So this lady's house is going to be really important. I'm Sulo. I know that how you must feel, dear. No one can stop you from doing what you know you must do. But if you should ever be wounded in battle, come here to rest. Please rest yourself. And this is basically a free inn for us right now. There'll be hospitals in other towns that you can pay 9 pesetas to recover your hit points and magic points. But for now, we're just going to take advantage of that free healing. So this is a church. This is where people can be resurrected. And it's also, it sets a point where you warp back to. So saving the game, you're done like in the Final Fantasy Legends games, where you just save from selecting the menu. You can save anywhere you want. You had better not leave the residential area. So I guess in addition to taking some cues from Dragon Warrior, they also took some liberties from Star Wars. So these guys kind of look like stormtroopers. More like the clone troopers now, because they have the T-visors. But back when this was released in 87, late 87, you know, obviously they just had the original trilogy of Star Wars out. There's a spaceport to the west of Kamenit. That's where we're at here. Kamenit, our home to. I'm Nikis. One hears lots of stories, you know. But some say that a fighter named Odin lives in a town called Sion. Also, I have a Laconian pot given by Nero that would be helpful to you in your task. I wish I could help you more. I pray for your safety. That pot's going to become very important in helping us get our second party member. Like Dragon Quest II, this game will have a party system, and the enemies will attack. You can run into enemies equal to your party members plus 1. So right now we only have Alice in our party, so we can run into a maximum of 2 enemies. When we get a second party member, we can run into 3 enemies, and the party taps out at 4, maxes out, at 4. If you want to make a deal, you should head for the support town. Alright. That is Cyan over to the east. Do you know about the planets of the Algol star system? No. There are 3 planets, Palma, Maltavia, and Dazorus. Palma is the world of green, Maltavia is the world of sand, Dazorus is the world of ice, so it's like Star Wars. We got Hoth, the ice planet, and then we got Tatooine, the desert planet. The Algol System is currently facing a great crisis. Let's go back and talk with this guy again. And we tell him that we already know about the planets, and he just says, wish just a good day. Talk with more of the troopers here. You better not leave the residential area. The residential area, we'll see, is the place that's covered by the walls. Unless you hope to die, you had best stay here. Inside the residential area, except for in forest areas, we can't run into random encounters. You need a dungeon key to open locked doors. So that's like Dragon Quest I, where we need to find a key. The Academy residential area is under martial law. That's because of Lassic's. Got an armory here. We can buy weapons and shields with our 50 Mercedes. We could buy a leather shield, but what's better is to just farm for 25 more Mercedes to buy a better sword. And the better sword will allow us to defeat enemies quicker, which will basically save time in battle, which is better for our defense. We got these first food shops. That's where we buy healing items, colas, and burgers. Cola restores 10 hit points, burgers 40 hit points. So basically it's like a 1 Mercedes for 1 hit point healing item. This is a secondhand shop, and we have items here. We have the flash, that's like your flashlight, your torch. Escaper allows you to escape from battle, and transfer, it's like the return spell in Dragon Quest. It takes you back to the last church that you talked at with a priest at. So here we are in the residential area. We leave. As long as we're inside these walls, we won't get into random encounters unless we walk in the forest here. You see that little cave there to the south? That's going to be a destination later. Luckily I didn't get into any random encounters there. But first we're going to head over to this area here to get some more information from folks. You better not leave the residential area. There's an underground passage to the Gothic Forest somewhere to the west of Paralit. Okay. We got more shops there. We'll go visit them. To the east lies a port town called Cyan. That's where apparently Odin is, and we're supposed to go basically do our adventuring, so we will head there, but we gotta gain some levels first. Medusa's reborn and lives in a cave to the south. If you see her, you will be turned to stone. That's that cave to the south there. So, let's head to different shops. This is the weapon shop. We want to, like I said, buy the iron sword. It's going to increase our offense quite a bit by 8 points. It'll allow us to basically one-shot a lot of enemies. So we want to get that first, and then from there we can go back to a shop and sell our short sword that we come equipped with, and get about halfway, a little bit more than halfway to buying that leather shield. So this one has a new item here. It has a magic lamp. That's basically like an infinite flashlight. So yeah, the flashlights are a one-time item only. So you got to stock up on them. You may not pass. So this is going to the spaceport. We can go to the spaceport from either of these 2 towns, but we need a road pass first. So that's going to be one of our first quests. The forest is a dangerous place. Yes, the only place in here that we can run into random encounters inside the residential area. In the spaceport, you can go to Paseo on Maltavia. Maltavia is where we learned is that desert planet. This is a parallel residential area. And this is the hospital. Like I said, you pay 9 Mercedes to restore your hit points and magic points, but we don't need it right now. And it's important right now when you don't have any money that we basically, or you have very little money, that we basically just take advantage of that lady, that Sulio lady who helps us for free. So in order to get more money, we're going to have to go outside and get into random encounters. So we can check out our stats here. Pull up the B button, bring up our status here. Right now we're level 1. Attack 12, defensive 13, max hit points 13. No magic points. We'll get magic points at level 4 when we get our first spell, which is the heal spell, which costs 2 MP and heals 20 hit points. Items, we got the pot that we're going to need. Don't want to sell that. And we have these other items too we can search. We're going to have to do that inside some dungeons. And then the save, we can save it to one of 5 slots. So we're just going to walk around here a little bit. Random encounters at first are going to be pretty tough. Like I said, we can run into 2 enemies at a time. If you run into 2 scorpions, you want to run from them. These swarms, though, pretty easy. We can take them out. When you defeat an enemy, they drop a treasure chest. Sometimes the treasure chests are trapped. If it has a spear trap, it takes off 1 hit point from your leader. If it has a bomb, it takes off a hit point from every single one of your characters. So like Dragon Quest, we have the battles are like in first person, but the enemies are actually animated here. And like Dragon Quest 2, we can have a party system where you can have more than one enemy attacking us. And unfortunately, you can't really select what enemy you want to attack, so you'd think you'd be able to just attack that one swarm, finish it off, and then make it a one-on-one fair fight, but nope. The game will randomly select who is going to fight. So we can check out our status here, see how much enemy Mercedes we have. We have 59, so we need 16 more. It'd be nice if we fought one scorpion, because scorpions give a lot of Mercedes. They give 13 Mercedes. So basically, 4 swarms and a scorpion will allow you to buy the new sword, the iron sword that you want. Now, there's no harm in keep going back to heal yourself up. So because you're so weak at first, you want to pretty much heal up whenever you have the opportunity. Trust me though, grinding gets much easier once we get that iron sword. The iron sword allows us to basically one-shot the swarms and pretty much, I think, 4-shot the scorpions. Well, right now it's going to take about like 8 hits to finish out the scorpions, so we'll just continue to fight the swarms. They're basically like slime enemies here. As long as you stay on the plains here, you only run into scorpions and the swarms. In the forest, you can run into these owl bears and these man-eater plants that are pretty tough. So there's a scorpion. Let's see if we can finish it off. And as long as we attack before it and we get some good rolls in, we should be able to finish it off. And we should be able to finish it here. That's a tough one. And we finished it off. So as you can see, it gives a lot of treasure. It gives 13 Mercedes. And that'll give us enough to purchase that iron sword. So we don't want to avoid the forest there because that will, we can get into an encounter there. We'll head into the shop here. And we want to buy the iron sword. Nope. To equip an item, you have to go into your item menu and do your item, equip. We'll do our stats here first. Stats right now are attack 12, item, iron sword, equip. And now our attack has gone from 12 to 20, so we can pretty much one-shot like those swarms, and the scorpions ain't that difficult. I'm gonna head here, go to this second-hand shop, and we'll sell our initial short sword, and we get 15 Mercedes, which is half of the amount we needed to get the leather shield. That'll be our next purchase. So we're just going to heal ourselves up here real quick. lot of visiting this house at the beginning, but it's nice that they give us that free rest. Reminds me of Mystic Quest that I just finished, where Foresta had that free inn to heal at the beginning, so you could save your money. So yeah, now let's see how just much better. So yeah, we can one-shot those swarms. Scorpions, we can now actually take 2 of them on at a time. So grinding just got a lot easier. Like I said, it's much better to do save up just for that sword than grabbing that leather shield first. And we just gained level here. We gained some hit points, some defense and attack. More importantly, we got the 13 Macetas that we need to buy the leather shield. So we're gonna head back to the shop here and grab the leather shield. Anything else? Check out our stats here. We have 16 defense. We go to our items, leather shield, equip. We now have 19 defense. And that is, that'll help us do our grind now. We're basically going to want to grind to about level 4, but more importantly than levels, we want to grind to a point where we have 300 Macetas. We're going to need to buy 2 items, and that's going to be the amount that we need. So to save our game, just go to your menu, select save, and we get to choose a slot. I'm going to choose slot 1 here, and I'm naming it MMH for Marty Mouse House. Yeah, when you do a first time save, I already have a save game, but if you do a first time in a blank one, it'll ask you to save your game, give it a name. So, like I said, I just went with Marty Mouse House because, you know, it's, once again, that's how we do it here for the minions. So, alright, well, I'll meet you in our next episode where we have all that farming done. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye.